My name is Tim Wendelboe, and I've been working in a coffee shop for over 20 years. And one of the questions that come up very frequently is, why does the coffee taste so much better in the coffee shop than it does at home in your own kitchen, even though you're using the same coffee and also a coffee grinder? Well, the secret is actually in the coffee grinder, because cheap grinders, they grind very unevenly, and a professional grinder will grind very evenly. This is why I've developed a new grinder with Wilfa that has flat burrs inside, that makes the grind settings much more easy to adjust, and also the grind is much more even. So why is an uneven grind the enemy of good tasting coffee? Well, I'm going to show you now. Here I have 2 glasses with 5 grams of coffee, and I've separated the coarse grounds from the fine grounds, but they're from the same grind setting. So I separated them with a sieve. Now we're going to see what happens when we try to extract this coffee by pouring water on them. So now you can see the finer grinds, they extract very fast, and they will give you a lot of bitterness in the cup. And the coarser grounds, they will extract very slowly, meaning you don't get a lot of flavor, and also the coffee becomes a little thin and sour. But when you mix those together, they kind of even each other out, but you don't get the optimal results. So if you have a more even grind, you can extract more of the coffee. That means you get more sweetness by using less coffee, and you also get more of the fruity and floral and intrinsic aromas that you will find in the very, very best coffees. When I developed this grinder together with Wilfa, not only did we put high quality flat burrs inside the grinder, we also added a couple of features to help you make great tasting coffee at home. For instance, the lid is actually a precision scale. That means you can measure up the same amount of coffee every time you brew coffee to make it consistent and tasty. Second of all, the grounds container is actually anti-static, which means you don't get coffee grounds all over your counter when you grind the coffee. And last but not least, the grinder will detect when the last bean has been ground, so it will shut itself off so you don't have to think about that. That means you can do other stuff while the coffee is grinding. Nothing smells better than freshly ground coffee. Now, one last thing you might ask me is, what grind setting should I use for filter brewing, for instance, or a French press? Well, this varies a little bit depending on how much you're going to brew. But together with Wilfa, we actually developed an app that you can download. And if you're going to brew for filter coffee, you can actually dial in how much water you're going to use. It'll tell you how many grams of coffee you need and what grind setting to use. This makes it very easy to make as tasty coffee as I get in my coffee shop in your home kitchen. Good luck!